The Burj Khalifa, known as the Burj Dubai prior to its inauguration in 2010, is a skyscraper in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. It is known for being the world's tallest building. With a total height of 829.8 m and a roof height of 828 m, the Burj Khalifa has been the tallest structure and building in the world since its topping out in 2009, supplanting Taipei 101, the previous holder of that status. Construction of the Burj Khalifa began in 2004, with the exterior completed 5 years later in 2009. The primary structure is reinforced concrete, and some of the structural steel for the building originated from the Palace of the Republic in East Berlin, the former East German parliament. The building was opened in 2010 as part of a new development called Downtown Dubai. It was designed to be the centerpiece of large-scale, mixed-use development. The decision to construct the building was based on the government's decision to diversify from an oil-based economy, and for Dubai to gain international recognition. The building is named in honor of the former president of the United Arab Emirates, Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Abu Dhabi and the UAE government lent Dubai money to pay its debts. The building broke numerous height records, including its designation as the tallest building in the world. Burj Khalifa was designed by a team led by Adrian Smith of Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, the firm that designed the Sears Tower in Chicago, a previous record holder for the world's tallest building. Hyder Consulting was chosen to be the supervising engineer, with Noor Group Consultants International Limited chosen to supervise the architecture of the project. The design is derived from the Islamic architecture of the region, such as in the Great Mosque of Samarra. The Y-shaped tripartite floor geometry is designed to optimize residential and hotel space. A buttressed central core and wings are used to support the height of the building. Although this design was derived from Tower Palace 3, the Burj Khalifa's central core houses all vertical transportation except egress stairs within each of the wings. The structure also features a cladding system which is designed to withstand Dubai's hot summer temperatures. It contains a total of 57 elevators and 8 escalators. At a certain point in the architectural and engineering process, the original Emaar developers experienced financial problems and required more money and economic funding. Sheikh Khalifa, the then ruler of the United Arab Emirates, granted monetary aid and funding, hence the changing of the name to Burj Khalifa. The concept of profitability derived from building high-density developments and malls around the landmark has proven successful. Its surrounding malls, hotels, and condominiums in downtown Dubai have generated the most revenue from the project as a whole, while the Burj Khalifa itself made little or no profit. The critical reception of Burj Khalifa has been generally positive, and the building has received many awards. However, there were numerous complaints concerning migrant workers from South Asia who were the primary building labor force. These centered on low wages and the practice of confiscating passports until duties were complete. Development. Construction began on January 12, 2004, with the exterior of the structure completed on October 1, 2009. The building officially opened on January 4, 2010 and is part of the 2 square kilometers downtown Dubai development at the first interchange along Sheikh Zayed Road, near Dubai's main business district. The tower's architecture and engineering were performed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill of Chicago, with Adrian Smith as chief architect, and Bill Baker as a chief structural engineer. The primary contractor was Samsung C&T of South Korea, together with local company Arabtech and the Belgian group B6. Conception. Burj Khalifa was designed to be the centerpiece of a large-scale, mixed-use development to include 30,000 homes, 9 hotels, 3 hectares of parkland, at least 19 residential skyscrapers, the Dubai Mall, and the 12-hectare artificial Burj Khalifa Lake. The decision to build Burj Khalifa was reportedly based on the government's decision to diversify from an oil-based economy to one that is service and tourism-based. According to officials, projects like Burj Khalifa needed to be built to garner more international recognition and hence investment. He wanted to put Dubai on the map with something really sensational, said Jackie Josephson, a tourism and VIP delegations executive at Nakheel Properties. The tower was known as Burj Dubai until its official opening in January 2010. It was renamed in honor of the ruler of Abu Dhabi, Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Abu Dhabi and the federal government of UAE lent Dubai tens of billions of US dollars so that Dubai could pay its debts. Dubai borrowed at least $80 billion for construction projects. In the 2000s, Dubai started diversifying its economy, but it suffered from an economic crisis in 2007-2010, leaving large-scale projects already in construction abandoned. Records. The Burj Khalifa set several world records, including tallest existing structure, 829.8 m. Tallest structure ever built, 829.8 m. Tallest freestanding structure, 829.8 m. Tallest skyscraper, 828 m. Tallest skyscraper to top of antenna, 829.8 m. Tower 527 m or 1,729 feet. Building with most floors, 163. World's highest elevator installation. World's longest travel distance elevators, 504 m. Highest vertical concrete pumping, 606 m. World's tallest structure that includes residential space. World's highest installation of an aluminium and glass facade, 512 m. World's highest nightclub, 144th floor. World's highest restaurant, 122nd floor at 442 m in CN Tower. World's highest New Year display of fireworks. World's largest light and sound show staged on a single building. History of height increases. There are unconfirmed reports of several planned height increases since its inception. Originally proposed as a virtual clone of the 560 m Grollo Tower proposal for Melbourne, Australia's Docklands waterfront development, the tower was redesigned by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill. Marshall Strabala, a Skidmore, Owings and Merrill architect who worked on the project until 2006, said in late 2008 that Burj Khalifa was designed to be 808 m tall. The architect who designed it, Adrian Smith, felt that the uppermost section of the building did not culminate elegantly with the rest of the structure, so he sought and received approval to increase its height. It was stated that this change did not add any floors, which fit with Smith's attempts to make the crown more slender. The building opened on January 4, 2010. Architecture and design. The tower was designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, which also designed the Willis Tower in Chicago and the One World Trade Center in New York City. Burj Khalifa uses the bundled tube design of the Willis Tower, invented by Fazlur Rahman Khan. Due to its tubular system, proportionally only half the amount of steel was used in the construction, compared to the Empire State Building. Khan's contributions to the design of tall buildings have had a profound impact on architecture and engineering. It would be difficult to find any worldwide practices in the design of tall buildings that have not been directly or indirectly influenced by his work. The design is reminiscent of Frank Lloyd Wright's vision for the Illinois, a mile-high skyscraper designed for Chicago, as well as Chicago's Lake Point Tower. When Adrian Smith was conceiving the project at SOM, he looked out his office window toward Lake Point Tower's curved three-wing layout and thought, "There's the prototype." According to Strabala, Burj Khalifa was designed based on the 73-floor Tower Palace 3, an all-residential building in Seoul. In its early planning, Burj Khalifa was intended to be entirely residential. After the original design by Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill, Emaar Properties chose Hyder Consulting to be the supervising engineer and Noor Group Consultants International Ltd to supervise the architecture of the project. Hyder was selected for their expertise in structural and MEP engineering. Hyder Consulting's role was to supervise construction, certify the architect's design, and be the engineer and architect of record to the UAE authorities. Noor's role was the supervision of all architectural components, including on-site supervision during the construction and design of a 6-story addition to the office annex building for architectural documentation. Noor was also responsible for the architectural integration drawings for the Armani Hotel included in the tower. Emaar Properties also engaged GHD, an international multidisciplinary consulting firm, to act as an independent verification and testing authority for concrete and steel work. The design is derived from Islamic architecture. As the tower rises from the flat desert base, there are 27 setbacks in a spiral pattern, decreasing the cross-section of the tower as it rises and creating convenient outdoor terraces. These setbacks are arranged and aligned in a way that minimizes vibration wind loading from eddy currents and vortices. At the top, the central core emerges and is sculpted to form a finishing spire. At its tallest point, the tower sways a total of 1.5 m. The spire of Burj Khalifa is composed of more than 4,000 tons of structural steel. The central pinnacle pipe weighs 350 tons and has a height of 200 m. The spire also houses communications equipment. This 244-meter spire is widely considered vanity height, since very little of its space is usable. Without the spire, Burj Khalifa would be 585 meters tall. This was reported in a Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat study, which notes that the empty spire could be a skyscraper on its own. Such a skyscraper, if located in Europe, would be the 11th tallest building on that continent. In 2009, architects announced that more than 1,000 pieces of art would adorn the interiors of Burj Khalifa, while the residential lobby of Burj Khalifa would display the work of Jaume Plensa. The cladding system consists of 142,000 square meters of more than 26,000 reflective glass panels and aluminium and textured stainless steel spandrel panels with vertical tubular fins. The architectural glass provides solar and thermal performance as well as an anti-glare shield for the intense desert sun, extreme desert temperatures and strong winds. The glass covers more than 174,000 square meters in area. The Burj's typical curtain wall panels measure 4 feet 6 in wide by 10 feet 8 in high and weigh about 800 pounds each, with wider panels near the building's edges and taller ones near the top. The exterior temperature at the top of the building is thought to be 6 degrees Celsius cooler than at its base. A 304-room Armani Hotel, the first of 4 by Armani, occupies 15 of the lower 39 floors. The hotel was supposed to open on March 18, 2010, but after several delays, it finally opened to the public on April 27, 2010. The corporate suites and offices were also supposed to open from March onwards, yet the hotel and observation deck remained the only parts of the building which were open in April 2010. The sky lobbies on the 43rd and 76th floors house swimming pools. Floors 20 through 108 have 900 private residential apartments. An outdoor zero-entry swimming pool is located on the 76th floor of the tower. Corporate offices and suites fill most of the remaining floors, except for the 122nd, 123rd, and 124th. Where the Atmosphere restaurant, sky lobby, and an indoor and outdoor observation deck are located respectively. In January 2010, it was planned that Burj Khalifa would receive its first residents in February 2010. The building has 57 elevators and 8 escalators. The elevators have a capacity of 12 to 14 people per cabin. the fastest rising and descending at up to 10 m/s for double-deck elevators. However, the world's fastest single-deck elevator still belongs to Taipei 101 at 16.83 m/s. Engineers had considered installing the world's first triple-deck elevators, but the final design called for double-deck elevators. The double-deck elevators are equipped with entertainment features such as LCD displays to serve visitors during their travel to the observation deck. The building has 2,909 stairs from the ground floor to the 160th floor. Plumbing systems. The Burj Khalifa's water system supplies an average of 946,000 L of water per day through 100 kilometers of pipes. An additional 213 kilometers of piping serves the fire emergency system, and 34 kilometers supplies chilled water for the air conditioning system. Air conditioning. The air conditioning system draws air from the upper floors where the air is cooler and cleaner than on the ground. At peak cooling times, the tower's cooling is 46 MW, equivalent to that provided by 13,000 short tons of melting ice in one day. Water is collected via a condensate collection system and is used to irrigate the nearby park. Window cleaning. To wash the 24,348 windows, totaling 120,000 square meters of glass, the building has 3 horizontal tracks, each holding a 1,500 kg bucket machine. Above level 109, and up to tier 27, traditional cradles from davits are used. The top of the building is cleaned by a crew that uses ropes to descend from the top to gain access. Under normal conditions, when all building maintenance units are operational, it takes 36 workers 3 to 4 months to clean the entire exterior. Unmanned machines clean the top 27 additional tiers and the glass spire. The cleaning system was developed in Melbourne, Australia, by Coxgomil, a manufacturer of building maintenance units, at a cost of $8 million. Features. The Dubai Fountain. Outside the Burj Khalifa, Wet Enterprises designed a fountain system at a cost of $800 million. Illuminated by 6,600 lights and 50 colored projectors, it is 270 m long and shoots water 150 m into the air while accompanied by a range of classical to contemporary Arabic and other music. It is the world's largest choreographed fountain. On October 26, 2008, Emaar announced that based on results of a naming contest the fountain would be called the Dubai Fountain. Observation Deck. An outdoor observation deck, named at the top, opened on January 5, 2010 on the 124th floor. At 452 m, it was the highest outdoor observation deck in the world when it opened. Although it was surpassed in December 2011 by Cloud Top 488 on the Canton Tower, Guangzhou at 488 m, Burj Khalifa opened the 148th floor sky level at 555 m, once again giving it the highest observation deck in the world on October 15, 2014, until the Shanghai Tower opened in June 2016 with an observation deck at a height of 561 meters. The 124th floor observation deck also features the electronic telescope, an augmented reality device developed by GSM-PRJCT Degree of Montreal, which allows visitors to view the surrounding landscape in real time, and to view previously saved images such as those taken at different times of day or under different weather conditions. To reduce the daily rush of sightseers, management allows visitors to purchase tickets in advance for a specific date and time, at a 75% discount on tickets purchased on the spot. On February 8, 2010, the observation deck was closed to the public for 2 months after power supply problems caused an elevator to become stuck between floors, trapping a group of tourists for 45 minutes. When the tide is low and visibility is high, people can see the shores of Iran from the top of the skyscraper. Burj Khalifa Park. Burj Khalifa is surrounded by an 11-hectare park designed by landscape architects SWA Group. Like the tower, the park's design was based on the flower of the hymenocallis, a desert plant. At the center of the park is the water room, which is a series of pools and water jet fountains. Benches and signs incorporate images of Burj Khalifa and the hymenocallis flower. The plants are watered by water collected from the building's cooling system. The system provides 68 million L annually. Wet Enterprises, who also developed the Dubai Fountain, developed the park's 6 water features. Floor plans. Ramadan observance. On the higher floors, the sun can still be seen for several minutes after it has set at ground level. This has led Dubai clerics to rule that those living above the 80th floor should wait 2 additional minutes to break their Ramadan fast, and those living above the 150th floor, 3 minutes. Construction and structure. The tower was constructed by Samsung C&T from South Korea, which also did work on the Petronas Twin Towers and Taipei 101. Samsung C&T built the tower in a joint venture with BASIX from Belgium and Arabtech from the UAE. Turner was the project manager on the main construction contract. Hong Kong-based Far East Aluminum combined to provide the exterior cladding for Burj Khalifa. The contractor and the engineer of record was Hyder Consulting. Under UAE law, the contractor and the engineer of record is jointly and severally liable for the performance of Burj Khalifa. The primary structure is reinforced concrete. Putzmeister created a new, super high-pressure trailer concrete pump, the BSA 14,000 SHPD, for this project. Burj Khalifa's construction used 330,000 cubic meters of concrete and 55,000 tons of steel rebar, and construction took 22 million man-hours. In May 2008, Putzmeister pumped concrete with more than 21 MPa ultimate compressive strength of gravel to surpass the 600 meters weight of the effective area of each column from the foundation to the next 4th level, and the rest was by metal columns jacketed or covered with concrete to a then world record delivery height of 606 m, the 156th floor. 3 tower cranes were used during the construction of the uppermost levels, each capable of lifting a 25-ton load. The remaining structure above was constructed of lighter steel. In 2003, 33 test holes were drilled to study the strength of the bedrock underlying the structure. Weak to very weak sandstone and siltstone was found, just meters below the surface. Samples were taken from test holes drilled to a depth of 140 meters, finding weak to very weak rock all the way. The study described the site as part of a seismically active area. Another challenging element was the Schammel, which often creates sandstorms. Over 45,000 cubic meters of concrete, weighing more than 110,000 tons, were used to construct the concrete and steel foundation, which features 192 piles. Each pile is 1.5 meter in diameter by 43 m in length, buried more than 50 m deep. The foundation was designed to support the total building weight of approximately 450,000 tons. This weight was then divided by the compressive strength of concrete, which is 30 MPa, which yielded 450 square meters of vertical normal effective area, which then yielded 12 meters by 12 meters dimensions. A cathodic protection system is under the concrete to neutralize the sulfate and chloride-rich groundwater and prevent corrosion. During the construction of the Burj Khalifa, over 35,000 tons of structural steel, which held the Palace of the Republic, the former parliament building of the German Democratic Republic, the Volkskammer, in East Berlin, together were shipped to Dubai in 2008. The Burj Khalifa is highly compartmentalist. Pressurized, air-conditioned refuge floors are located every 13 floors, where people can shelter on their long walk down to safety in case of an emergency or fire. Special mixes of concrete were made to withstand the extreme pressures of the massive building weight, as is typical with reinforced concrete construction, Each batch of concrete was tested to ensure it could withstand certain pressures. CTL Group, working for Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill, conducted the creep and shrinkage testing critical for the structural analysis of the building. The consistency of the concrete used in the project was essential. It was difficult to create a concrete that could withstand both the thousands of tons bearing down on it and Persian Gulf temperatures that can reach 50 degrees Celsius. To combat this problem, the concrete was not poured during the day. Instead, during the summer months, ice was added to the mixture and it was poured at night when the air was cooler and the humidity was higher. Cooler concrete cures more evenly and is, therefore, less likely to set too quickly and crack. Any significant cracks could have put the entire project in jeopardy. Milestones. January 2004, excavation commences. February 2004, piling starts. September 21, 2004, Emaar contractors begin construction. March 2005, structure of Burj Khalifa starts rising. June 2006, level 50 is reached. February 2007, surpasses the Sears Tower as the building with the most floors. May 13, 2007, sets record for vertical concrete pumping on any building at 452 m, surpassing the 449.2 m to which concrete was pumped during the construction of Taipei 101, while Burj Khalifa reached the 130th floor. July 21, 2007, surpasses Taipei 101, whose height of 509.2 m made it the world's tallest building, and level 141 reached. August 12, 2007, surpasses the Sears Tower antenna, which stands 527 m. September 12, 2007, at 555.3 m, becomes the world's tallest freestanding structure, surpassing the CN Tower in Toronto, and level 150 reached. April 7, 2008, at 629 m, surpasses the KVLY-TV mast to become the tallest human-made structure, level 160 reached. June 17, 2008, Emaar announces that Burj Khalifa's height is over 636 m and that its final height will not be given until it is completed in September 2009. September 1, 2008, height tops 688 m, making it the tallest human-made structure ever built, surpassing the previous record holder, the Warsaw Radio Mast in Konstantinów, Poland. January 17, 2009, topped out at 829.8 m. October 1, 2009, Emaar announces that the exterior of the building is completed. January 4, 2010, Burj Khalifa's official launch ceremony is held and Burj Khalifa is opened. Burj Dubai was renamed Burj Khalifa in honor of the President of the UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. March 10, 2010, Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat certifies Burj Khalifa as world's tallest building. Real estate values. In March 2009, Mohammed Ali Alabar, chairman of the project's developer, Emaar Properties, said office space pricing at Burj Khalifa reached $4,000 per sq foot and the Armani residences, also in Burj Khalifa, sold for $3,500 per sq foot. He estimated the total cost for the project to be about $1.50 billion. The project's completion coincided with the financial crisis of 2007-2008, and with vast overbuilding in the country, leading to high vacancies and foreclosures. With Dubai mired in debt from its huge ambitions, the government was forced to seek multi-billion-dollar bailouts from its oil-rich neighbor Abu Dhabi. Subsequently, in a surprise move at its opening ceremony, the tower was renamed Burj Khalifa, said to honor the UAE President Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan for his crucial support. Because of the slumping demand in Dubai's property market, the rents in the Burj Khalifa plummeted 40% some 10 months after its opening. Out of 900 apartments in the tower, 825 were still empty at that time. However, over the next 2.5 years, overseas investors steadily began to purchase the available apartments and office space. By October 2012, Emaar reported that around 80% of the apartments were occupied. Official launch ceremony. The ceremony was broadcast live on a giant screen on Burj Park Island and on smaller screens elsewhere. Hundreds of media outlets from around the world reported live from the scene. In addition to the media presence, 6,000 guests were expected. The opening was held on January 4, 2010. The ceremony featured a display of 10,000 fireworks, light beams projected on and around the tower, and further sound, light, and water effects. The celebratory lighting was designed by UK lighting designers Spears and Major Associates. Using the 868 powerful stroboscope lights that are integrated into the facade and spire of the tower, different lighting sequences were choreographed, together with more than 50 different combinations of other effects. Controversies. Fatalities. Within 17 months of the building's official opening, a man described as an Asian in his mid-30s, who worked at one of the companies in the tower, died by suicide on May 10, 2011 by jumping from the 147th floor. He fell 39 floors, landing on a deck on the 108th floor. Dubai police confirmed the act as a suicide, reporting that also came to know that the man decided to commit suicide as his company refused to grant leave. On May 18, 2015, Dubai police disputed a report that a Portuguese national who was in Dubai on a tourist visa fell to her death from Burj Khalifa's at the top sky observation deck on the 148th floor, and said that this incident took place in Jumeirah Lake's towers. A Dubai coroner's report stated her body was found on the third floor of the Burj Khalifa. Emails obtained under the Freedom of Information Act from Portugal's embassy in the UAE also confirmed that she had committed suicide from the 148th floor of the Burj Khalifa. Labor controversy. The Burj Khalifa was built primarily by workers from South Asia and East Asia. This is generally because the current generation of UAE locals prefer governmental jobs and do not have an attitude favoring private sector employment. On June 17, 2008, there were about 7,500 skilled workers employed at the construction site. Press reports indicated in 2006 that skilled carpenters at the site earned £4.34 a day, and labourers earned £2.84. According to a BBC investigation and a Human Rights Watch report, the workers were housed in abysmal conditions, and worked long hours for low pay. During construction, only one construction-related death was reported. However, workplace injuries and fatalities in the UAE are poorly documented. According to Human Rights Watch. In March 2006, about 2,500 workers, upset over buses that were delayed for the end of their shifts, protested and triggered a riot, damaging cars, offices, computers, and construction equipment. A Dubai Interior Ministry official said the rioters caused almost £500,000 in damage. Most of the workers involved in the riot returned the following day but refused to work. Events. Emaar New Year's Eve is an annual event held every December 31 at Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, organized by Emaar. Emaar New Year's Eve has won 2 Guinness World Records, including largest LED illuminated facade in 2015 and 2019. In 2021, Emaar celebrated togetherness in honor of frontline heroes during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Origin. The Emaar New Year's Eve fireworks celebration originated in 2010 with the inauguration of the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa. The celebration was broadcast live to more than 2 million people and lasted for 3 minutes. An accompanying sound and light show was choreographed by the Dubai Fountain. Broadcasting collaboration. Since 2011, the broadcasting rights have been held by Dubai Media Incorporated and Dubai TV. The event is also broadcast live around the world. In 2017 and 2018, Emaar New Year's Eve was broadcast live on Twitter and YouTube. In 2020, it was broadcast live for the first time on Zoom. Other uses. Base jumping. The building has been used by several experienced base jumpers for authorized and unauthorized base jumping. In May 2008, Hervé Le Gallo and David McDonnell, dressed as engineers, entered Burj Khalifa at the time, and jumped off a balcony situated several floors below the 160th floor. On January 8, 2010, with permission of the authorities, Nasr Al-Nayadi and Omar Al-Hajelan, from the Emirates Aviation Society, broke the world record for the highest base jump from a building after they leapt from a crane-suspended platform attached to the 160th floor at 672 m. The two men descended the vertical drop at a speed of up to 220 km per hour, with enough time to open their parachutes 10 seconds into the 90-second jump. On April 21, 2014, with permission of the authorities and support from several sponsors, highly experienced French base jumpers Vince Refet and Fred Fugain broke the Guinness World Record for the highest base jump from a building after they leapt from a specially designed platform, built at the very top of the pinnacle, at 828 meters. Climbing. On March 28, 2011, Elaine Spider-Man Roberts scaled the outside of Burj Khalifa. The climb to the top of the spire took 6 hours. To comply with UAE safety laws, Robert, who usually climbs in free solo style, used a rope and harness.